Welcome back, everybody, to the Right Way Sports Network YouTube channel. I'm your host, Daniel Alameda, here with my guy, Aidan Maher. We are going to be talking about the New England Patriots training camp winners and losers. Aidan, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Excited to talk New England Patriots. Only a month away from the season. We're going to be covering training camp winners and losers so far, which has been exciting. A preview towards the schedule. I'm really excited.
Yes, sir. And if you guys are tuning in, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, right? Here at the Right Way Sports Network, we're doing everything, right? We got an Instagram, Twitter, a mobile app. Everything we are doing here is the right way. So, Aidan, let's get into our training camp winners and losers. If I have to say one winner out of the quarterback group, it's got to be Mac Jones, right? Cam Newton's been up and down. He has gotten the praise from Bill Belichick, but Mac Jones is the guy that is going to get a chance this year, right? It's all about when does he get that chance, whether Cam Newton gets hurt, whether Cam Newton gets COVID, whether Cam Newton plays bad for a 3-week stretch. Mac Jones is going to get his shot. And the more and more Mac Jones gets reps in training camp, more and more he gets reps in preseason, he's going to develop a chemistry with the receivers, with Josh McDaniels, we've already seen. Bill Belichick has raved about him. So Mac Jones, I'm going to say he's been a winner because he's getting the experience, right? He's getting the chance to say, hey, I'm going to be the future quarterback of the Patriots. And all it takes is one chance in the regular season. So Mac Jones, while he has been inconsistent, I think he's the winner because at some point this year, he is going to get a chance to be the starter.
Now, if there's a loser in this scenario, I think it's Cam Newton because he came in with the big time advantage. And I still believe he'll be the starter week one. I still believe he is a top New England's depth chart. But Mac Jones is kind of catching up. He is. Mac Jones over these past 2 days has been the winner. And Cam Newton seems a little down. Like he knows there's finally a competition. And it's not because Mac Jones has wowed everybody in New England. It's because Cam Newton's just been inconsistent.
Yeah, and Aidan, let's talk about one of my favorite players. One more winner I have for you, N'Keal Harry, right? N'Keal Harry, I loved him out of ASU, had a rough first 2 years in the NFL, but this entire training camp, he's been balling out, right? Reports have been saying every single practice, the crowd has been wowed by him, right? Making sideline grabs, making highlight reel grabs. And Cam Newton said something that really, really sparked my interest, right? He said he's been playing with more confidence. He's learning the system more, and he's playing freely. I don't know, Aidan, what have been your thoughts on what you've seen out of N'Keal Harry?
I am intrigued by his fit, though, because as the fourth guy, how many reps is he truly going to receive? Nelson Agholor, Jakobi Meyers, Kendrick Bourne are all in line to get more reps than him. And this is a team that's not going to feature a lot of 4 wide receiver sets. It's going to be mainly 2 tight end sets, a lot of run plays. I'm interested. N'Keal Harry definitely still has some potential, but again, the confidence, it's been good so far, but it needs to continue to improve. He needs to get better at creating separation and continue to learn the system.
One of my biggest losers is the receiving core as a whole, though, right? Besides N'Keal Harry, even though he's looked pretty good, the rest of the receivers haven't done much, right? Kendrick Bourne has been kind of absent. Jakobi Meyers made one good play today. But besides that, no one's really stepped up on this entire receiving score. So if I got to go with one loser, it's them.
Well, Nelson Aguilar's been okay. Overall, I would say I was looking for a little bit more. Bourne hasn't been particularly impressive. Myers, I was hoping for a bit more. Again, Nelson Aguilar's been all right. But yeah, I get where you're coming from. This receiving core ultimately at the wide receiver position is subpar. So my expectations were still low despite the acquisitions of Aguilar and Bourne. But obviously, you do hope for a little more.
Christian Barmore 2 days ago had a masterful day, right? Reports are saying that he dominated the one-on-one drills, whether he was going up against David Andrews or even the new acquisition, Trent Brown. The rookie, Barmore, has dominated, looked like the best defensive lineman on this team. Barmore, I wasn't expecting much out of him this year, and I'm still not expecting him to play a 3-down role, but it's looking like heading into the season, more and more, he's going to get meaningful snaps in the first 2 downs of the game.
I love it. I love the sound of it because Barmore, 2nd-round pick, we trade up to acquire him. It was a bit of a risky pick. He's a bit of boom or bust. There's definitely some potential there. You see a lot of Richard Seymour. That's a comparison a lot of Patriots fans like to make, but obviously there were some character concerns, motor concerns. He's still a bit raw. There's no denying that, but we'll see. Barmore still has a long way to go, but this has been an encouraging start.
Let's talk about another acquisition, Jonnu Smith. I want to get your thoughts on Jonnu Smith because I've heard some comparisons, right? He's look like some people said Aaron Hernandez. And I don't want to make that comparison because Aaron Hernandez, we know his history, but on the field, Aaron Hernandez was a beast. And if you can get any near that production from Jonnu Smith in the first year, I would love that, right? So all throughout training camp so far, he's looked great, right? Run blocking, whether it was catching, split outside, everything with Jonnu Smith has looked so far so good. What are your thoughts?
Big. This is big. Their offense is going to be structured around this two tight end set all day, him and Hunter Henry. Now, the run blocking doesn't concern me too much. I think that's mainly going to be Hunter Henry's responsibility. But if he goes down with an injury, Jonnu Smith's going to take on more of that responsibility. And at the end of the day, Jonnu Smith is one of the biggest pieces of this offense. As I said, he's going to be treated as this versatile tight end that can do a lot of different things. So it's nice to see him clicking early because the Patriots offense is infamous for being known to be very complicated. So it's nice to see Jonnu Smith step in and make an impact early.
Yeah, and you touched on the run blocking, and I know not a lot of people like to talk about offensive line, but we're going to talk about it real quick. This offensive line has been one of the best in the league for the past 5 years. Offensive line coach Dante Scarnecchia retired this past year, but they're still looking good. Their new acquisition, Trent Brown, he's one of the guys that has really been a standout this training camp. A lot of reports saying, and even from what I've seen the videos, him going up against guys like Davin Godchow, even Matt Judon, they say he hit him onto the floor. Trent Brown, if you can step in and be a rotational piece at the offensive tackle position, I would love that so far.
Yeah, Trent Brown, it's going to be interesting because last year with Oakland, or Las Vegas now, sorry, was rough, but when he was with New England, he was very good. It's all about getting him engaged, him staying healthy. You talk about him against Matt Judon. That's important. I thought we overpaid for Judon personally, but he's been very good throughout training camp as well. And one more I'd probably say is Adrian Phillips. He's just looked awesome. First year as a Patriot, last year's kind of playing a different role, but he's just physical safety. I believe it's the last year of his contract, so I expect some motivated play from him, and he's played really well throughout training camp so far. I'm a big fan of Adrian Phillips. Wouldn't be shocked if he had a breakout year.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for this year, and let's just end off this video real quick. Let's look at their schedule, right? I think personally you got an easy first 8 games, and my prediction, I'm going to put it out there. I think the Patriots go 11-6. I think that the Patriots go 11-6. And the way I see it starting out, you beat the Dolphins, you go and you beat the Jets, you lose to the Saints and Bucks, but then the Texans, Cowboys, and Jets back to back to back. I think this Patriots team has a perfect chance to start out 6-3, right? Start out the season. Hopefully Mac Jones can get a shot within those first 9 games. And if he does, then we'll see what he can do. But I don't know, pretty easy schedule for the first 9 games. That sets up a rougher part of the second half. But I think this team goes 11-6. What are your thoughts?
That's definitely bold. I'm more in the 9-8, 10-7 camp right now. I do believe this team can grab a wild card spot, but there are some tough matchups. Tampa Bay, week 4, I'm penciling that in as a loss. The Buccaneers are just an incredibly well-rounded, very talented team. I don't see Tom Brady losing focus. He's going to be laser focused. And when Tom Brady's laser focused, he usually wins. You also got matchups like the Cleveland Browns, Buffalo twice. You even got teams like the Tennessee Titans, Indianapolis Colts, Los Angeles Chargers. Carolina Panthers could be sneaky this year too. There's a lot of tough matchups. So I'm intrigued by those games because you have the games that are gimmies, like against New York and Jacksonville, and then games like, again, Tampa Bay and Buffalo that are going to be tougher to win. But those games in between against those teams that are on similar tiers as the New England Patriots are the ones that are going to determine whether this team grabs a wild card spot or whether they miss the playoffs for the second year in a row.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I'm excited, right? The Patriots team, they went 7-9 last year, right? They can do that with all those COVID opt-outs, with the first year Cam Newton, first year without Tom Brady. I think this year is looking up for them, right? I'm really excited. I've loved what I've seen out of training camp, whether it's Cam Newton or Mac Jones. This defensive line's looking great. The defense as a whole, we know it's going to be great because of Bill Belichick. And the offense, I'm excited to see what those 2 tight ends can really do for us and the offensive line. So, Aidan, any final thoughts about the Patriots training camp?
Just overall, you definitely see the improvement. Obviously, a ton of investments in free agency. The defense is looking really solid. The receiving core is still iffy, but definitely improved. The offensive line's great. You've got a great head coach in Bill Belichick. This team's going to improve. I expect them to go over 500. They should be bidding for a wild card spot. But ultimately, I hate to say it because I love both Mac Jones and Cam Newton as people, and they're obviously talented athletes, but the quarterback position will hold the Patriots back.
I agree, man. If there's anything that this team has that's going against them, it's the quarterback situation, because we know whether it's Cam Newton or Mac Jones, they're going to have their struggles this year, right? They're going to have their struggles. They're going to have their up and downs. But no matter what, this team has vastly improved from last year, and I'm expecting a postseason run for this team. But Aidan, thank you so much for talking about the training camp with me. And for everyone watching this, make sure you guys subscribe, right? The Right Way Sports Now. We got a lot of great content on Instagram, Twitter, a mobile app, our website. We're a team of 60 plus here making great content for you. So subscribe, follow us. Make sure to follow Aidan, my guy, on Twitter. And Aidan, man, we're going to be talking about the Patriots all season long. So thank you all for tuning in. We will see you guys next time.